America. How y'all doing? So, I'm under the impression, and I've come to realize that a lot of people try to use common sense when it comes to the body. All right, I want you to think about this for a moment. Whether you believe in God, creator, whatever, we were so uniquely built. If you think that the same common sense runs through your head that runs through whoever created us or God, you're ludicrous, right? He doesn't think on the same level as us. I mean, less than 1% have even gained the ability to let the same power that runs through God run through them, right? So if you think that you can think and use the same common sense that he used to create us to figure out how to lose weight or look the way you want, you're totally baffled. I mean, it's not going to work at all. But what I have found is that I believe when God was creating us and we were uniquely built, that he was thinking in terms of adaptation, the adaptive response, right? Now, I don't believe in evolution, but I believe in the evolutionary process, right? Because we adapt to our surroundings. This happens in all areas of life. Humans have to be one of the most adaptable creatures in the world, right? So, for instance, if you start lifting a bunch of shit without gloves, doing pull-ups, stuff like that, you're going to build calluses, right? Because your body is going to protect you and create a protective mechanism so that your hands are protected. If you lift bigger weights, you're going to get bigger muscles. If you eat more food, you're going to grow, right? We adapt. Now, a lot of what I teach is about adaptive response. I teach people how to rewire their body to adapt to a different process. First of all, being fat burners, right? And then intermittent fasting and things like that. And so it's an adaptive process. So we actually have to take the client through a process that allows them to be able to adapt to what I teach. You can't go and do phase 3 or phase 4 of the program before we have adapted you to phase 1 and phase 2. It is definitely a process. So if you can think of the body in terms of adaptation, this is huge, right? And this is going to put you way above the curve. So for instance, if you eat a bunch of bullshit, your body is going to adapt and you're not going to feel as crappy as somebody who eats really clean and then eats bullshit. If you drink 6 beers a day, you're going to be able to drink 3 or 4 beers at night, wake up and not even notice. If you do not drink and you drink maybe 1-2 glasses of wine, you're going to wake up the next morning and you're going to feel it because your body has not adapted to this. So it is true that you can feed your body a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of processed food, and it will adapt to a certain point. Does that mean that it's ultimate for human health? Absolutely not. But it's remarkable. And so it's an adaptive response. If you guys can think of the body in an adaptive response, we adapt to everything that we do. And so there's always a transition phase, right? So I have a client that has been eating, obviously incredibly clean for a month. And he went and got some beef jerky, just like one of those beef jerky sticks from the store. And I mean, fuck, that shit's like 30-40% chemicals anyways. And when he did this, he immediately got sick. He immediately got sick because his body adapted to the new food that he was eating and it was no longer adapted to the bullshit, right? So if you can think of every process in the body is an adaptive response, you're going to be way ahead of the curve. This is Tyson James Lee dropping knowledge, and I'm just about that fucking action, boss.